Hi, this is Claire Boyce back finally with the water sign reading. So this is Scorpio, Pisces and of course Cancer. So today is March the 5th. Apologies for those of you waiting for the video, my schedule is a bit all over the place. Anyway, we have been going through what's known as Mercury retrograde, and what that means in simpler terms is things that we haven't dealt with, we are now being kind of forced to deal with it now. So that could be old relationships, maybe somebody wronged you, maybe you wronged somebody, but now you're kind of like feeling a little bit overwhelmed. You're kind of overanalyzing, overthinking, oversensitizing things in your mind. So I'm going to just start off with the very first deck I bought myself. This is the Archangel deck from Doreen Virtue. Let's see how they pan out. So apologies for the delay. For those of you who like this video, if you could please hit the like button, and those of you who are not used to me and you like this video today, please hit the subscribe. Thank you. Archangel Jophiel, clearing away your space. Now Jophiel is one of the nature angels, and what that means, it doesn't just mean a clean house, a clear mind, it means clearing away the clutter from your past. You can't take off, as you can see, it's like she's taking off. You can't take off and you can't live a different life if you're still holding on to old feelings from the past, including old hurt, old anger from prior relationships. You know, it's like holding on to a bag of coal, isn't it, and carrying it around with you. How can you go fast if you're carrying all that weight with you? So get rid of the clutter, you know, deal with it. If you have somebody hanging out of you, somebody on your mind, you know, ask yourselves, well, why am I thinking of this person? And if you can deal with it, deal with it. Myself, what I do is, if I'm done with somebody, I'm done, they're gone. But sometimes it's not as black and white as that, and nothing is black and white. What you can do is, you know, reach out to the person if you did something wrong, or vice versa. So dealing with things from the past is all what Mercury retrograde is all about. Now I'm gonna see what else we get. Archangel Uriel. Now, apart from being extremely emotional, you already are quite insightful. This card means that you already know what you want in life. You already know what it is that you have to do to improve your life, whether it's to do with work, whether it's to do with relationships, whether it's to do with, you know, anything, buying a car, moving a house, whatever it's to do with, you already know. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we know the best thing to do is to walk away from a person, walk away from a situation, and it can be hard. And Archangel Uriel, well, he's like the psychologist angel. I have him on speed dial, but he's the one to help you deal with things from the past. So, you know, stop seeking approval from others. That's the message here. You know what you have to do. A lot of us stay in toxic relationships because it's expected of us. In families, in not just romantical but family relationships as well. If there's somebody around you, and water signs, well, I know a lot of Scorpios, there probably are family members who are, you know, making you feel like you're no good, running you down. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be around people that are going to run you down all the time. You already know that you have to cut the cords, and that is one of the hardest things that we can ever do, is detach from people that we love and that's supposed to love us, because we know it's better for our own energy that if we do detach. Sometimes people are unwell, and you know, they're unwell mentally, and that's another reason why we need to protect our own energies. And if you're empathic, spiritual in any way, you will be drained when you're around these people. That's something else I need to say to you, water signs, is that although you spend so much time helping other people and being there for other people, being their counselors, being their mentors, but you see, you're not really there for yourselves. You're not minding you, and that's when you go under. Recognize that right now you're extra sensitive. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. You know, some people might say, oh, you're too sensitive. Usually guilty people say that. But when you're extra sensitive, it's a gift in one way, but you need that gift that you have, and you use your sensitivity to help other people. You need to deflect that love, that sensitivity back onto yourselves. This is Archangel Haniel, another nature angel. And this card just simply means honor your feelings. If that means spending a week on the couch watching Netflix, or not, you know, breaking obligations, if you want to spend time alone, know that that is what you need. Recognize what your body is saying to you. Sometimes we push ourselves and we're exhausted, and we make ourselves do things that we don't want to do to please other people. But let me tell you, you weren't put here to look after other people, to please other people, and you certainly don't need anyone else's approval. So mind yourselves. Recognize that although you might be a little bit over emotional now, there is a reason for this. And a lot of the time, spiritual, empathic people don't know when to stop, and that's when you burn out. So use this time wisely. Now I'm going to have a little look at the tarot cards. I know there's been a lot of movement across the board, but what I am feeling from an awful lot of people is pure and utter exhaustion, where you really need to look after yourselves. A lot of physical pain as well, and I'm not going to speak about the coronavirus. I'm not going to talk about, you know, sanitation, washing your hands, and what I'm going to say to you is honor yourselves. You know yourselves. Keep yourselves warm, keep yourselves clean, keep yourself grounded. And maybe there's no harm taking a few days off. If you have aches and pains, if you've got a pain in your back, a pain in your leg, wherever your pain is, honor your body. You can't run on, what do they say, an empty bag doesn't stand up. Okay, so I'm using the tarot deck now. So I think the common theme with water signs anyway is that you need to keep grounded now. Sorry, a few cards jumped out, so I'm gonna reshuffle. There we go. 9 of Cups. Cups symbolize friends, family, people that are there for us, or people that should be there for us. And this does mean that even though you can't see it right now, you have a good circle of friends and family who love you. Although you do tend to be the one who's helping other people. But you're, you know, when you're hurting yourself, it's okay to reach out. What I'm feeling here is that you have a lot on your mind, but you're kind of protecting yourselves, protecting your hearts, protecting you, almost afraid to tell people how you're feeling, that you need space. But do know that you are surrounded by a lot of good people, and there are a lot of good people around you. Then you have the Sun card. Now the Sun is a fabulous card. What this means is that, you know, what it is that you have been aiming for a while, or needing for a while. As long as you've kept grounded, and as long as you've followed the steps that you needed to follow to achieve your goal, it is coming. It is coming. The sun means new beginnings. The sun is finally going to be shining on your lives, if you look at it that way. Now, I don't know where you're watching from. I assume all from Ireland. That's what it says on my, because I can't see everybody who's watching me. But we've had storm. We're going through the whole alphabet at the moment, I think, especially here in the west coast of Ireland. But we are getting a little bit of sun, and when the sun shines, we feel better, don't we? We let go of the dredge and the darkness, and all of that lifts. But what I'm feeling here is that a lot of you have been waiting for a door to open, whether it's a new job popping up, or whether it's a new, you know, a new business venture, whether it's a house move. And look, you're nearly at the end of the dark tunnel, and you're reaching forward now because the sun is shining. So what it is, what has been preying on your mind, don't give up. Don't give up now. Know that it's coming. That's the mistake a lot of us make. We work towards a common goal. We want something. We want a job so badly. We want a business so badly. We want a romantic partner so badly. And because it doesn't come now, the minute we want it, we think, oh, well, it's never going to come. Know that it is coming, water signs. So a lot of new opportunities, a lot of new job opportunities as well. Page of Wands, definitely movement within a house, movement within work, it's all there. So whatever it is that is coming or just about to come, this time when you're feeling a little bit oversensitive, treat yourselves. You know, go out, get your hair done, your nails done, whatever it is that you get done, go for a nice walk, do whatever it is that you have to do to give yourselves that little bit of a boost. And now the weather is improving slightly. Spend a little bit of time out in nature, because nature is one of the best doctors. And drink plenty and plenty of water as well. I can't emphasize that enough. Be mindful, you do have the Queen of Swords popped out here. The Queen of Swords is somebody that you might be trusting, and maybe you're putting all your faith in this person, and it could be man or woman, but it normally means a woman. Somebody that you can't trust 100%. This is a manipulative woman. This is somebody who would, you know, you would recognize these people. There's quite a lot of them around that they always have a drama, but they're always talking about other people to you. And if they're going to do that to other people, you know, they're going to talk to you about other people. The minute you walk out the room, they're going to do it to you as well. So be careful about who you tell your problems to. Because even though, yes, you have a good circle of friends and you have a lot of cups around you, you do have somebody who's not only draining the life out to you, but somebody who is a little bit underhand, a little bit vindictive, a bit sleeving. So guard up. You know, if somebody keeps at you because they want something, there's always a reason. Always trust your intuition as well. That sensitivity that you have, that spirituality that you have, that's there for a reason, not only to help others, but to help you, to stop you making the same mistakes that you've made in the past when you've been going through your lessons, not only in relationships, but in every area of your life. So, you know, if you meet somebody for the first time and you have a weird feeling, or if you're in a relationship, friendship, whatever, and you have that weird feeling, remember this card. This is somebody who is always in a drama. You meet people and they go through life and there's no drama around them. They hate drama, and they mean they hate drama. Then you meet people and their lives are full of it. They row with one person one week, the following week there's somebody else. They take to social media, they're slagging them off, and they're, you know, you don't need these people in your lives, and that also will drain the life out of you, not just because you're empathic and spiritual, but because you're also water signs. So as well as dealing with your own Mercury retrograde stuff from the past relationships, past friendships, things that are going to be cropping up, you're then dealing with your friends and all their problems, and then on top that all off, you end up having to deal with somebody who you just really cannot trust, and that is the Queen of Swords, a master manipulator of head games. Now, like I spoke about the other week after the tragic suicide, there is an awful lot of head games going on. I don't really have time for it. I don't really have time for people who play these head games. Once they do it once, that's it. But there are people who enjoy hurting others, and they do it by any means. They talk about them, word gets around, they do it, and you know, I think it's quite sad that there are people out there who seem to, I don't know, they thrive on it. But look, thankfully there's an awful lot of good people around as well who are there for you, water signs. So even though you might feel sometimes that you're so alone, and I know you might hold back from rows or hold back from saying what you want to say, but you notice everything, and it is okay. to put you first. Now, these cards finally, oh, it's not finally, then I'll throw a few romance. This is another Doreen Virtue deck. Beautiful cards, I might add. It's such a shame that she doesn't do them anymore. Okay, Oceana. So if you're in a situation now and you're not sure, you think you're not sure, or you're trying to talk yourself out of being not sure about somebody, you need to trust. Trust that you know exactly what you're doing. Trust that your feelings are right. You've got to be assertive, water sign, sorry. You've got to be assertive. You've got to push yourselves. And you've got to stop walking on letting people walk all over you. You're worth so much more than that. Assert yourselves. Look after yourselves. I'm hoping to be back on here within the next couple of weeks, but do not allow yourselves to be, just because you're spiritual and just because we're kind people, doesn't mean that we are walkovers. Remember, we got the Astara card here. You deserve the very best. Don't settle for anything. Sometimes we keep our mouths closed, don't we, because we want peace. Or we hide away because we just can't deal with the drama and we don't want to. But you see, unfortunately, we live in a world where people do gossip, they do talk, they do bully. Remember, you deserve the best. Remember, this is your life. Somebody is unhappy with the choices you make in your life, then that's their problem, because they're not living your life. You don't need anyone's approval, water signs. As long as you're happy, here, now, you don't have to worry about anyone else. Quickly, I'll throw a couple of the romance cards. Again, the Doreen Virtue romance cards. So let's see how romance is looking for water signs. Oh, free yourselves. So this just means that sometimes you think you don't deserve love, or you shouldn't push yourself, or you shouldn't be allowed to love because of what other people think of you, what other people say. What that card means is take down the fence. You don't have to do what is expected of other people. Those of you in a romance, this is the true love card, which means that true love is there, what everybody wants. And it doesn't matter if you're watching me and you're single now and you're thinking, yeah, Claire, I'll never meet anyone. I think the universe works in a way that you end up at the right time with your soulmate, with the person that you're supposed to be with. I think we all go through different stages, but there is some sort of cosmic power that brings two people together, and it might not be the person you think it is, and it might not be the right time. Because being in love with somebody, that's one thing we cannot control. And it doesn't matter who you are, there is love for everyone. So those of you who had a breakup, there's a reconciliation coming up there. And those of you waiting to hear about love, you've got the very soon card. So remember, we all deserve love. Sometimes our greatest pains, our failed relationships, turn out to be a blessing, because that's when we meet the right person at the right time. When you meet somebody who makes you feel special, makes you feel important, then you'll realize why all prior relationships failed. So once again, if you do like the video, please hit the like, and apologies for the delay. I'll be back within 2 weeks for another angel and tarot card reading. So for now, God bless. Bye.